What's up, guys? It's Proto. Today we're going to go over open source information, part 2 of this little series, OSINT and You, a match made by other people. Let's get to it.
Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Alright, so I don't know what's going on with the camera. I'm trying to make these videos easier, or not necessarily easier to make, but quicker. So instead of setting up my camera, doing all the plugins and stuff like that, I'm just using my webcam. Makes it easy, makes it quick, and the face is blurred, so it's not like you need to see my face. First things first, I need a sip of my coffee. Alright. Let's switch over to my other screen here. Hopefully I get it right first try. Boom! And we're live. Yeah, I'll keep my little picture up there in the corner. Why not? It's, yeah. Hopefully I don't think it'll get too much in the way. So, open source information and you. This is part 2 of the series that I'm doing. Part 1 went over kind of the basics of OSINT. Not necessarily how to get it, and not necessarily OSINT. Open source information. The second video is going to go over how to start finding yourself. Not in a spiritual or religious manner. How to find yourself online with information that was leaked by either you or other companies. Let's make sure I'm on the right screen here. Boom. We're going to go over an introduction, documentation, tools, ways to remove your information, and then I will pull up my screen and we'll do some quick Googling, some quick searching, and I'll show you some things. I'm not going to be searching anybody. I'm not going to be searching myself. I don't feel like having to deal with searching other people. Don't want them to see this. Don't want a John Smith that lives in Vancouver, BC to see this and then lose his mind, and then I get his cease and desist letters and all that fun stuff. Not fun. I'm not going to search me, obviously. And I will not search you because I don't know what I'll find on you, and I really don't want to deal with that. So, let's get going here. I have to use my mouse. Quick disclaimer. I am not a lawyer, and my face is going to be in the way. I am not a lawyer. There is no hacking or illegal information gathering involved in any of this on our end. I will show you something to where you can potentially see leaked data, but not really gonna do anything with it right now. Much will be linked to inteltechniques.com. I have a mindset of work smarter, not harder. Yes, I can do and show you some cool Linux-based command line stuff. I can show you some other cool stuff. We're just trying to remove information. We're just trying to make this basic and simple to where everybody can do it. People have already done the hard work. Let's utilize their hard work. This is not the end-all, be-all. What you need to realize is, one, you're consistently giving out your information still, even after you do this. And two, your information will pop right back up. The other thing is this will not remove articles, posts, or other information by third parties. That is not on a dedicated platform for providing personal information to people and or companies. So the example I have is I did a data removal for somebody, and part of it was going through and, essentially what I'm going to show you. I did a little bit more thorough than what I'm going to show you, but very basic of, hey, I'm going to get your info, write down the things that I found, remove the stuff that I can. I'll send you information on how to remove the stuff that I can't remove, because there are things that it's either time constricting, or I need to have some other information that is personal that I'm not willing to ask you for. And so I send them a link with information on how to remove the stuff that I was unable to. And then the other thing that we run into is when somebody wrote an article about this person for their athletic abilities. I was unable to get that down, and they would have to go through the legal process of requesting it down and providing all that information of why it needs to be down, things like that. It's doable. Especially if you have a lawyer, everything's doable. If you don't, it's still doable. You just have to contact the right people, explain why, and 9 times out of 10, they're not going to do it, but maybe they say just that one time. All right, let's move on. I rambled a bit. Documentation. Documentation is important. Documentation is important for both you and the person that is possibly helping you if you pay somebody to do this. Now, use a reliable, trusted, I like saying person, but you can use a company to remove your information. Keep in mind, you are giving them your information. So it just becomes a cycle. You need to, if you're doing this yourself, which I suggest you do, you're going to document your name, date of birth, address, phone numbers, emails, and social media handles. Nobody just has one anymore. Everybody has the email that they created in high school, doomslayer666@gmail.com. No, that was not my email. I had a better one. It was Rainbow Princess Ponies. Kidding. I'm going to cut that. That's stupid. I don't even know where I was at. I just lost my train of thought. All right, so you're going to document your known information: name, date of birth, addresses, phone numbers, emails, and social media handles. You have more than one. Everybody has the email that they created in high school that they are embarrassed to use now. Some people aren't embarrassed to use it. I have dealt with it at work where somebody provides me an email and I say, wow, that's your adult email? Okay. So make sure you document those. Let's say you forget something. You will find the other email. I promise you, if you have not done this before, you will find the other emails that you forgot about. You're going to want to keep this document secure. Why? Well, because it has that information on it. We're not putting protected personal information. I'm not having you put your socials on it. I'm not having you put, your wife's socials, your girlfriend's socials, and when I say social security number, none of that on there, right? So this is just all basic information somebody can Google. However, you don't want that to be just left out, because 9 times out of 10, if you don't do this regularly, you're going to put information on there that you don't want to. If somebody at work sees it, if somebody at home sees it, it just runs into a big issue. So keep it secure, handwrite, destroy when done. Now, sidebar on this, after you finish this whole process of finding yourself online, once you finish the documentation, destroy your copy that had all of your information. Prior to that, make a copy that has just sites where you found yourself. Just document where you found yourself and what information you found there. Don't say what, just say name, email, social media. That way, once you've done the request process, in 3 months, you can go back and check again and see if that information is there. I'm going to show you how to get just a basic template from Intel Techniques. It's all free. He does this because he likes to, and I am thankful for it. My dive into OSINT was because of Michael Bazell, so I have a lot of thanks to give him for the knowledge and information that I've gained through my time doing OSINT. So I will show you how to get that, and then you can re-update as you go every couple months. And then, like I said in this little last one here, use that pre-made documentation if possible. There's a great starter page on Intel Techniques, and then you can create your own for areas where you found the information. Essentially just double spoke. I read ahead and didn't say that I read ahead. Tools. Google. Be a dork. I've done videos, posts, and stuff like that on Google Dorks. Google Dorks is amazing. Google Dorks is how I find a lot of stuff, just in my personal life. If you want to find information on something, Google Dorking is the shit. You will find things that you're like, oh wow, didn't know that existed. It's amazing. Intel Techniques. Work smarter, not harder. Again, we're going to use this site 2-hour advantage until you start getting down the line. We're going to use throwaway email, GMX, and temp mail. GMX is a normal email service. It just doesn't request some of the personal information like Gmail does to get started. It has started to, that I've noticed. I have noticed that you have to start providing a phone number or whatnot. There are some ways to get around it, but it is getting a little bit more difficult to just create a throwaway email. That is where temp mail comes in. Temp mail is good. It's not the best. None of them are the best, but it is still good because it provides a way for you to receive an email that you don't care about anymore. You don't want any marketing. You want any more crap. And it's just a one-time code that's sent to you or something. Boom, it's there. Good to go. Now, there are some Linux tools that you can use. I've gone over some of them. It is out of the scope for this video. And in reality, for most things that you do when it comes to removing your own information and even your family's information, which will be the next video, the Linux tools won't help. The Linux tools are great for actual OSINT gathering, for red teaming, for an actual investigation. There are so many more ways of getting this information via Linux, but there's the setup, there's the learning, there is the documentation of it, of how do I save the information that I got, and a lot of this stuff is for web hosting. A lot of the stuff that you'll see, used in OSINT courses is you're searching this business person and you're going to their website and you're doing this thing. Well, a lot of that stuff you're not going to use. You're just trying to scrape some information from, data brokers, essentially. So Linux is out of the equation for this. Might do a video later on it. Haven't really decided. If so, it's going to be totally separate from this series. So that's that. Ways to remove the information. You request a removal or you opt out. That is it. You have given this information freely through whatever means used. Bought something, you bought something, you signed up for something, you bought something. Like, anytime you buy things, your data is being sold. I talked about this in the first video. You are a commodity, not a consumer anymore. And we are trying to get rid of that mindset. So when you're going, how do I remove this stuff? Well, these are the only two ways. You request it from the website that has it with the actual request process, or you press the opt out when you are signing up for things. A lot of places have the opt out button for California residents, or there's an extra little step. Do it. Click the opt out button. I've found one site, I think it was one or two sites, and I can't remember what it was, and I wish I would have written it down when it happened. But I did the request removal the opt-out button for California residents because of their laws. The only good law that they ever had was the privacy information law. I checked the box and it popped up saying that I needed to provide information that I truly lived in California. Obviously I don't know if they were going to send anything, check it, whatnot. I didn't feel like tying myself to a California address at that time, because I could have just found a vacant address, popped my name and said, boom, yep, I used to live there. But I didn't feel like doing it. Not a big deal. So if you live in Cali, make sure you check that button. If you don't live in Cali, check the button too and see what happens. That's it for this. 13 minutes in. Try to make it quick and simple because a lot of it is. Here is me. Here is the website. Let us pause this. Let me pull up some things and we'll go from there. Alright, so first things first. The two things that I wanted to point out is this book here. Can you read the title? No? Good. That's what I was hoping you'd say. This is the Open Source Intelligent Techniques 9th edition by Michael Bazell. I have gone through most of it. I'm not I'm not the best when it comes to a reference manual like this. Um, I've created the virtual machines. I've gone over creating the virtual machines. I think I did. I know I created videos for it. Don't know if I actually did it. But I have made the virtual machines. This is the second book I have from him. I don't use all of his stuff. I don't do some of the things that he does. Again, it's sometimes out of the scope of what I'm trying to do. However, amazing book. I think there's like the 10th edition now. I don't know. He has a lot of them. I bought the 9th edition, and he was like, buy the 9th edition. It'll never be updated again. And then like 3 months later, he was like, I'm making a 10th edition. And I was like, cool. I'm not spending another $100 on it. But that's just me. There is another book I have from him. This is an older book. Can you read the title on this one? No? Good. That means this is working. This one's called Hiding from the Internet, Eliminating Personal Online Information. He has an updated version of this. I will show you both of these books in just a moment. But I like it. I've gone through a little bit of it. Most of this information you can find online, I will say. Yes, this is an older book. What I really like, granted some of these processes change, I like having the physical book. I like having at least some information on here to be like, cool, what is in here? What can I learn right away? What don't I have to search for? What can I just grab and look at? So that's why I like those. Here's the site for me. I don't think I linked to his site. We're just going to double check. So here is the link tree for me. We're going to go to OSINT tools, close out of that bad boy. And then we have the OSINT framework. Thought it was on here somewhere. I also want to show you guys that it is on here if it is. I thought it was on here. I guess not. And if I am not seeing it and it is on here, well then that's on me. But we are just going to switch over and go to, see if I spelt it right. Boom, spelt it right. So, all right, so these are the two books that we're talking about. So we have the OSINT techniques. This is the, what is this, 11th edition now. This one's only $40. That one's not bad. Surprising. And then here we go. Currently no plans for a new edition. Digital revision is 1/1/25. So you can get the actual book. We're gonna go over these in just a moment. Stop yelling at the screen saying click on those. And then the extreme privacy. So this is a little bit different than what the hiding from the internet is. However, it is still a good book from him. We're going to go to resources right quick. Here are all the online resources that he has. You have the data request guide, the credit freeze guide, the data removal guide, the credential exposure removal guide, the archived site removal guide, firewall files, and the VPN guide. Here's all this stuff. So he has his extremist privacy book, the OSINT book, VPNs, business email, and stuff like that. Again, these are all his affiliate links. Some of them are actually his, though. We're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on these free guides. And we're only going to focus on, oh, not that. We're going to focus on these guys right here. So we're going to do the work smarter, not harder first. And then if I can get this done in time, then we'll keep going. If not, I have to leave in about 15 minutes. So we'll see what happens. So data request guide. Just going to go one by one. So there's the data request guide. These are the four-step process. So you click on one of these. this header will be there no matter which one you click on. So you have your credit reports. These are for minors. And then consumer reports. And you just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Yep, all the way down here. These are all the different ones that you would have to contact. How to do it is right underneath it. Complete the online request. Complete the online request. Complete the online request. Call to request. Online. Call. If you don't like making phone calls, Gen Zers out there who are scared of talking to people, you're going to have to talk to people. Can't just do everything online anymore. Go through this. This is good. This is your credit report stuff, right? Now your credit freezes, right? So you have credit opt-outs. You have a freeze submission. This is good if you've had identity theft stuff. At work, this is actually what I tell people to go to, is I write this site down for them. I tell them where to go, what to look for, and how to get this stuff done. Nobody else talks about it. Nobody, your bank won't tell you how to do it. The credit monitoring service that you pay $1,000 a year for will never tell you about this, and that you can do it yourself. It just takes a little bit of time. You can do it yourself. I believe in you. I believe in you. All right, next one. Data removal, the one that we care about. So he has a PDF. We are going to download the PDF. Hopefully it just opens up in the side here. Look at that. So a shameless plug for his own book on the first page. My dog's making weird noises. Let's take it forever to load. I apologize. So, let us zoom in. That really didn't do anything. Let's zoom, 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 zoom. All right, so this is the PDF that I'm going to tell you to download. You want it easy, you want it quick, you want to work smarter, not harder. Guess what? This is what you're going to use. So, talks about removal of information. Talks about the headers that it has on there. Here's the little email blurb if you have to email somebody. And oh boy. Most bang for your buck removal. All these guys here. Well, as I try to highlight it and it doesn't highlight. Those guys there. Most bang for your buck. White pages, LexisNexis, and True People Search. Granted, I do have a higher privileged access to LexisNexis at work. But True People Search, LexisNexis, and White Pages are where I find a lot of information. Don't open. Find a lot of information there. Spokio's hit or miss. Radaris, hit or miss for me. Intrellis, yeah, I found stuff there. Been verified. A lot of that stuff's a lot of these to actually see the information is behind a paywall. What we care about is your information there, because it will at least show if your information's there. You might have to pay to see the rest of it. It might just give, hey, first name, or first name, last initial. Doesn't matter. You're gonna copy that link, say boom, I think that's me, please remove it, and that's the process. So there we go. Sorry for the jumping. For doing this, you're just gonna go page by page, and this is why people pay for the service of doing this, because it's a pain in the ass. You go here. You go to submission. Now, what's cool is that these are all hyperlinked. Requirements is an online submission. Submit the URL, the entry you want to remove. The process will call asking for a PIN to confirm the removal. You are going to actually give them your phone number. Unless you have a burner phone that you're willing to use, that's what you're going to have to do. Now, keep in mind, they have this information already. Some of these sites will actually send an email to the email that they have, or a phone call to the phone number that they have listed on the website. I don't remember which one it was, and that's going to bug me now because I can kind of picture the website. But when I was doing the removal for the person that I talked about earlier in the video, that was one of the things that I ran into, is they were going to send an email to the email that they had on file, and it was a whole process if you didn't have access to that email anymore. And I did not feel like dealing with it, so I said, hey, they're just going to send you an email. Click it, click the remove, you'll be good to go. For this one, online removal tool will complete the response. Date you do it, and then if you forget, you go up here. Date you do it, when you received it, and when it was confirmed removal, right? Where'd it go? There we go. So, date you sent it, date you got the response that it will be removed, date that it was removed. Just go through all of these, and if you want, again, the most accurate look at where you sit, this is where you would go. Some of these might not work anymore. Some of them change. LexisNexis Accurant. What most people don't know is this is obviously a tool that can be used for OSINT. You can pay for the thing, for the license for it. Sorry about that. So I completely lost my train of thought. That's fun. Oh boy. Now my dog's making weird noises. LexisNexis Accurant. Boom, found it. Train has entered the station. You can pay for an account and get access to it. However, law enforcement has a higher tier of an access. They also have a handful of other tools, I should say. It's not even techniques. We have a handful of other tools that nobody else has access to. You have to be law enforcement to get access to them. So if you are trying to hide from law enforcement for whatever reason, most likely not going to happen. So, sorry. It's kind of how it works. There's ways to evade, but actually hide, not really. For LexisNexis, this is one that I did do a removal on. Super quick response. It was very quick and efficient on how to do the LexisNexis removal, which was really nice. I thought it would be a lot harder because, again, they pay for data. And as you see, there's 20. We're on page 22 of 33. So let's go to. Let's keep going. You know what? Let's just go up to the LexisNexis. That'll be fine. Go. Scroll. Oh, there it is. So, I'm looking at Lexis, online removal tool, and then we upload digital documents. Some of them require proof, and it'll tell you. So, with this one, depending on what type of removal you choose, you do have to upload some type of document. So we're just going to go to opt out LexisNexis, open that link. Here's the form. Next, if you can't read it, I'm sorry. So it says select your reason for opting out. Depending on the reason, you may be asked to provide additional documentation. If you can't do an electronic copy, you can fax or post mail it. They are going to ask you while you're doing this removal process for personal identifying information. Again, they already have it, so they want to make sure that they're removing the right person. And then confirm and submit all of that. If you go back right quick, information submitted on this form is used for processing suppression requests only and for no other purpose. So when you provide them that information, they're not going to create another account based off of what you put on there. So you have a bunch of reasons why you can remove it. right? I don't want my information shared. Public elected official, victim of identity theft, law enforcement officer, risk of harm, judicial officer, other. If you click the I don't want my information shared, it'll be removed from consumer-oriented data sources. If you click the public or elected official, it's going to remove it from more than just that. If you are a law enforcement officer, it will remove it for more than just that. Identity theft, it will remove more than just that, right? So LexisNexis does a very good job of providing different information on what is being removed. So again, if you just don't want your information shared, it's going to be removed from those consumer-oriented data sources. Everything else stays. And then let's see if I can find it. I don't feel like going all the way down. So that's them. That's them is a good one. I like that. So the teal, we're gonna scroll right. We're actually gonna skip over that's them. That's them is very similar. You just copy the link. We're gonna go to TLO though, because I forgot TLO was on there. TLO, expect resistance. You will get resistance. TLO does not want you to remove your information from it. TLO doesn't even want you to know that they exist. They exist. Do this one. I promise you, you're going to get resistance. Do that one. All right, we're back. Don't know if you can tell, but I've changed my shirt, and it is now the entire day later. So that's a thing. We are moving back into the video now that I've done the magic of editing. And we need to do the credit card, or not the credit card, the credential removal. That's where we're at. So, credential exposure removal guide. So that's going to be step 4 in this process. Remember, you can do the download PDF in the YouTube video. These will all be linked. If we go here, credential exposure removal guide, click that, brings you to here. Now, there is, I should say, I'll give a 99% chance your passwords have been leaked. Maybe there's that 1% chance that, like, you've never used a computer, you've never had passwords. If that's you, leave a comment down below, because I want to meet you. That's insane to have never used a computer. Anyway, back to it. Your passwords and information are most likely in a data breach. Everybody has gotten hit with a data breach. Most people just don't know it. So, what we're going to do, sorry if I'm talking weird now compared to the beginning of the video. I burnt my tongue drinking my coffee this morning. After I ended up recording, I went and grabbed a coffee, and yeah, my tongue is not cooperating today. So, we're going to go through here. All of the information here is going to be a little different than what you've done before on the rest of the removals. So, have I been pwned is a good just website in general. So we're going to opt out. Enter your email for searchability. So we're actually going to first go to who's been pwned. Oops, not that. I'm just going to go to I've been pwned. Have I been pwned? The who's been pwned tells you all that stuff. So we're just going to use a normal email. Let's do johnsmith123@gmail.com. Oh no, you've been pwned in 96 breaches and 4 pastes. If you don't know what pastes are or data breaches are, let me know. I can do a video on those. One, it'll tell you some steps on how to work on this in terms of having better security. It says use 1Password. There's a few different password managers out there. I think I've talked about them before. If not, I can do a video on that too. Other people have done videos on it. Do your own research as well. Who knows? Just don't. I don't know if you can see what this is. See what these are? Can you see these? No? Good. That means it's still, I don't know what the heck just happened here. It means it's still blurred. These are sticky notes. Don't take one of these, write your password on it, rip it off, and put it on your monitor. That's how your passwords get stolen. So don't do that. But if you scroll through, it'll tell you what incidents your credentials have been exposed in. Now, johnsmith123 is a very common email, I'd assume, because most people can just throw that in as an email, as a throwaway or whatnot. But these are all the different places. What's the name? What's the name of the guy from Facebook? Somebody help me out. Live chat. It's not a live chat, it's just my brain. Why can't I think of the dude's name? Man. Mark Zuckerberg. There we go. Zuck at Hotmail, maybe? 4 breaches. River City Spam, Verify IO, Data Enrichment, Lead Hunter. Who knows if that's his actual email, but we're gonna just go with it. There's that. So if you go through here, you're gonna throw your email, and then you're gonna remove the email address from this opt-out. Dehashed is a very good one. Same thing, you're gonna search your email or username, do the request removal stuff. Intellex is the one where you're going to want to do this lookup. It's going to have a bunch of paste. It's going to have the information, and you can actually get a subscription to Intellex and view that information. So not only yours, but other people's as well. There's leak lookup, breach directory, leak peek, all these different things. And this again tells you how to do it. It won't eliminate your credentials with the breaches or other copies that are floating around. It will remove them from the lookup tools, however. So it's good. Also, when you find this stuff, if you find it on yourself, which you probably will, if you haven't changed your email since 2007 when Zag, the Facebook game thing, got hacked, you should change it. I was a victim of that. Probably about 10 years ago now. I tried logging into my banking app, and it was like, hey, your password's not correct. And I was like, whoa, I use that password everywhere. And figured out that somebody had access to my account. Luckily, nothing was taken. And then from there, I kind of learned, I should probably have different passwords for everything. And that started the road down to I have to change every password. So don't be like me and actually change passwords once you realize you've done some work ahead of time. So that's it for Intel Techniques. This is everything you'll need for what we're doing here. Now, I wish this was a white monster. It's not. It's just a Gatorade Zero. Hit a like if you like White Monster. Anyway, we talked about something else. We talked about being a dork. What is being a dork? Well, we're talking about Google Dorks. And if you come over here, and the other thing too is when you go to my links page and you go to OSINT tools, I will have an updated Intel Techniques link on there. Let's see, where are we going here? Going somewhere, and I lost it. Come on, brain, work with me today. It's not working. Alright, after taking a little pause and trying to look on here, I don't have the link that I thought I did. I have a few of these made, wherever my mouse is. I have a few of these made, and this one doesn't have a couple of things that I wanted on there, so I'll make sure I fix those. One of them will be the Intel Techniques, but if you just go to Google, if you type it in correctly, google.com, and you type in Google Dorks, it's the Exploit DB Google hacking database. It sounds really cool. I told you we're not going to do any hacking, and we're not. This is called dorking. I feel like everybody just calls it Google hacking because it sounds super cool. It's not hacking, I promise you. So the dork is what it's called to use special search engine tools. So the in title, the site, the in text, the in URL. There's all of these different things, right? So the biggest thing on this is, is it this one? Yeah, we're here. We want to show 120. So these are going to be different quote unquote hacks, right? This is what you'll go to if you take some of the online intro to cybersecurity courses. It will bring you here because this is giving you this is searching an admin text. It says files containing a juicy info. We're not going to go over that. If you want to do that, do it yourself. Be careful. There is a list somewhere. If we pause, all right, this one isn't terrible. I did want to change a word. It is search operators. That's what we're using. So site, in URL, in title, in text. So when we do, it's called Google Docs because you do it from the google.com search. You're not going to do it from Bing. They sort of can use it from Bing, but way better on Google. So if we do, there's Mark Zuckerberg, right? Spelled his name wrong. Thanks. It's going to pull up all of this stuff, right? Now, very common name. Not a very common name, and a famous person. But what about if I just did John Smith, and that's your name? You're trying to look for you. Well, John Smith has a lot of different things. This is not the John Smith we're looking for. Maybe it is, but I'm promising you right now this is not who we're looking for. So what you can do is, in this it says John Smith Explorer. If I want to search for text that only says John Smith, because when there's a space here, it's saying John or Smith, John and Smith. I want it specifically John Smith. It's going to change a bit of what's there. Now, if I want John Smith, where is it? Is it Army? John Smith and Army. There we go. So, John Smith was in the Army. Not the armed forces, but the Army specifically. This is where you would start finding a little bit more a little bit more information, a little bit more precise. But you have John M. Smith, John Smith, British Army officer, Sergeant Major John Smith, and it's John Smith and Army are the ones that are bolded. But let's say we knew it was John Henry Smith and it was in the Army. And we'll just add one more operator. Oops. Okay. Or the double capital is an operator that will do that one or this one. Now you're going to get very specific. So you have United States of America or USA. And then we'll go even further. We'll do site ancestry.com. So I am only now searching ancestry.com. So we went from a very broad historical figure that we initially found to, okay, now I'm pretty close to where we're at, right? And you can even put in here, if you wanted to, you can do in put in the year they were born. We'll do 1940 or 1930, I guess, to 2023. And that will search specifically for, oops, didn't need to do that. That will search specifically for all of this in that. Let's get rid of Ancestry, see what pops up. Here we go. We are getting close enough. It's a celebration of women writers. We're hitting some of it. So, and I think if actually I throw the OR in the quotes like I originally wanted, it might be a little different. We're going to try that. Because I am crashing from caffeine and my brain is not, yeah, it's going away. My brain is not feeling it right now. Let's see. United States, America. I just want something that says USA. United States of America. United States of America. Yeah, it should work either way. But as you see, this is how we're doing it. That's how to find some more specific data, right? Let's go with the name though. So do John Henry Smith. Let's do a city. Gainesville. And then we're hitting some of it. So, and I think if actually I throw the OR in the quotes like I originally wanted, it might be a little different. We're going to try that. Because I am crashing from caffeine and my brain is not, yeah, it's going away. My brain is not feeling it right now. Let's see. United States, America. I just want something that says USA. United States of America. United States of America. Yeah, it should work either way. But as you see, this is how we're doing it. That's how to find some more specific data, right? Let's go with the name though. So do John Henry Smith. Let's do a city. Gainesville. And then, all right. So, no. And I'll make sure I do some of this stuff. Apparently I don't have my VPN on. That's kind of weird. I usually do. Yeah. Fuck. Am I going to have to re-record all of this? We're just going to skip it. I just won't go all the way down. That's fine. Shit. Alright, so we have done a John Henry Smith search, Gainesville, and in the text of the website, it's going to have the word address in it. Address. John Henry Smith, CPA. John H. Smith, Gainesville, Georgia. 226 people found. Address, address, address. Now let's say you wanted to do a phone number search. Do... Is I don't know. 800 171. I don't know. 8975 8976. Just search that, see what happens. Nothing pops up. Cool. Let's look up Facebook. Facebook phone number. Let's find a phone number. Facebook customer service. Look at that. We're going to search it that way, and we get this. Now notice it'll have both parentheses and not. And then we go. Now it's only going to have stuff where it says Facebook in the actual text of the website as well. So you can do that with names too. Mark Zuckerberg Publicist has the phone number for Facebook. So again, we're just kind of messing around with Google Docs, showing that if you search the name and everything with the operators, it'll be there. Get rid of all this stuff. So that is, go back down, boom. So that is the basics of how to find yourself. The portion of OSINT that you should worry yourself about now, not the searching other people, not searching your neighbor, not searching the tweaker around the corner to make sure that they're not, you know, insane and gonna kill everybody in the neighborhood, right? It's to protect yourself. You're going to be searching for yourself. You're going to be removing yourself from the internet as best as you can, to again start resetting the digital footprint that you have. So with that, we're going to end the video. I've got a lot of editing to do.
Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions.